clearly this is such an incredibly important game, an important run for his legacy. But Dan, I just want to start with you quickly. You covered their NFC Championship game a year ago when they got obliterated, and you're doing the game this weekend. How different do you see this Packer team from that one?
Yeah, I think what he's saying about confidence is true. And I remember talking to Matt LaFleur at the beginning of this year and asking him about Aaron Rodgers, and him telling me he loved where his state of mind was, that he felt like Rodgers was in the exact right place mentally going into this season. Obviously, the season has borne that out, and the confidence has only grown. So I think there was always a sense, this is LaFleur's second year, that the offense was something that was going to take some time to put together. I remember we talked about it on this show and others last year, but it's coming true. And I think we've seen the offense and Aaron Rodgers operate at a much higher level. As a result, I think they feel a lot better going into this game.
Isn't that fascinating, Dominique? Because we spoke so much about the psychology of Aaron Rodgers when they drafted his replacement and everything else. Now here he is in a great place. And let's talk about what another championship could mean for his legacy. He is an all-time great player, but a second championship might change a lot.
Yeah, I think that he might be under the most pressure. We talked about this a couple weeks ago because this is a legacy-defining, kind of legacy-elevating type of run for him in season. He could end up being the regular season MVP, get his second Super Bowl win, which then puts him on par with Manning and Elway. Also, potentially get a Super Bowl MVP. All that is great, but you put on top of it that he may have to go through Tom Brady or Drew Brees, and then potentially the young gun Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl that we all like to talk about as potentially being better than him. This is a thing that will change the way we think about him going forward. I know we all have a ton of respect for him now, but as time goes on, we get further and further away from his career. We're going to look at those numbers, and the numbers that we first look at, how many, for quarterbacks at least, how many Super Bowls did you win? And if he can get 2 like some of those other guys, I think it'll change the way that he is remembered.
I think that's right. We just saw Peyton Manning there, who won his second in his final year. John Elway, who won his 2 championships in the last 2 years of his career. What do you think it means to him, D. Wood?
Well, listen, I agree a lot with what Dominique said. I think when we think of Aaron Rodgers, to me, he's the most talented passer of the football of this generation. But you always look at his career and you would say, man, he's put up some eye-popping stats and all those type of things. But he only has 1 Super Bowl to account for all of that back in 2011. Well, if he goes through this road and he beats these quarterbacks that are potentially lined up, and he wins the NFL MVP this year, to me now that elevates him in the line of where Peyton Manning is. That's where I think this whole postseason is shaping up for Aaron Rodgers.
This is the best defense they will see. If they're able to light them up, then I think what he's basically saying is nobody's going to stop him. And I don't think that's so crazy. What do you think, D. Wood?
The problem with that, Grin, is you still got the other side of the ball. Like, who's scared of Jared Goff? You know what I mean? Like if Aaron Rodgers dominates the Los Angeles Rams defense, there are teams in the NFC right now that are more complete than the Los Angeles Rams. So listen, I gotta ride with Dominique on this one. I don't know what the hell Spears was drinking off before the show, but he was definitely feeling himself with that one.
I demand that the producers never do this split screen with me and Woody again, because I don't know, whatever one of your daughters is doing your makeup, she got your face beat and it make me look shiny and greasy, and I don't like it. I don't want split screens with him until I get a real makeup artist here.
Hey, hold on, let me tell you something. I did my own makeup. You can ask
you
any
did?
of them. So, yes. Yeah, I do my own makeup, bro.
You got to do tutorials. You need a YouTube channel. Sorry,
Not
Greeny.
only that, not only that, but I'll just say it again. Cindy, can we just take a single shot of Damian Woody? Your house is the most spectacular place I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, the combination of the piano, you got the Sistine ceiling behind you over there. This is like the 7th different huge room that we've seen you in since the pandemic began. We are going, Nick, we are doing this show live from the Woody household.
Greeny, I've been telling y'all. Greeny, I've been telling y'all when we're going to shoot the show over here. I got room.
No, Woody's house is beautiful, but we're not doing nothing there until he get his internet fixed. Your Wi-Fi, get your Wi-Fi game up.
I'm good right now.
I'm trying to get back to the football.
What were we talking about?
Aaron Rodgers against the Rams. This matchup, it's your game. You're covering it.
Yeah.
That was Aaron Rodgers lost in the NFC Championship game last year because a team sort of ran right over him.
Oh, yeah.
How different is this team this year?
I think it's a lot different. We heard from Aaron earlier in the show about confidence, right? Like last year, they were still putting things together on offense. It was the first year under Matt LaFleur. It was Aaron Rodgers' first year in a new system. And we talked about it as it went along, that it's going to take time. And obviously, a lot of things have clicked for them this year. Mentally, Aaron Rodgers seems to be in a great place this year. There's a lot of talk all offseason. Would he be mad, et cetera, et cetera? But everything seems to have been working, and they just look a lot different. Now, look, they did win in this round last year, right? That was the NFC Championship game that they lost to the Niners. So it's not as if they'd be clearing some major hurdle. But the team does have a different feel about it. And coming off the only team in the conference that got a bye, that matters.
Well, Nika, if I could quickly circle back to you in a serious way. Another thing Orlovsky said here the other day was this was the worst draw that Rodgers could have gotten, that he would like the matchup better against either of the other two teams who were on the other side of the draw in the NFC based upon the defense and particularly Aaron Donald. Does that make sense to you?
No, he was right. It was early. It was before they started doing their NFL Live drinking. They were still sane at that point because that made sense. I agree with that, and I think we should also credit Matt LaFleur for their offensive improvement because he's gotten better. As we see Aaron Donald, the biggest problem that LaFleur is going to have to figure out an answer for. So he's gotten better in his second year. It's not all about being comfortable as players and confident as players. It's about the coaches getting better and putting them in the right position.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.